a senior director at Apple who quit his job in protest at the company demanding staff return to the office 3 days a week, has joined Google, according to a report, where work from home. Ian Goodfellow, Apple's director of machine learning, is believed to be the most senior employee to resign so far as a result of his resignation was reported on May 7. On Wednesday, 11 days later, sources told Bloomberg that he was joining Google to work on their DeepMind. Google asks most employees to be in the office 3 days a week, but exceptions. Apple's policy is more restricted, with no exceptions to the 3-day rule. Apple on Tuesday announced that it was delaying the requirement to be in the office 3 days per week, and would stick to the current 2 days a week arrangement, blaming rising COVID cases in California for the but Goodfellow's departure made waves in Silicon Valley. Many said it was a reflection of widespread unhappiness at Apple's enforced return to the office, which was seen as excessive and out of step with other tech. Goodfellow's move to Google was described by Bloomberg as a coup for their DeepMind division, which is bringing him on as an individual. DeepMind, which was founded in London in 2010 before being acquired by Google in 2014, is known for creating an AI program that beat a human professional Go player Lee Sedol, the world champion, in a 5-game match in 2016. In 2020, the firm announced it had solved a 50-year-old problem in biology, known as the protein folding problem, knowing how a protein's amino acid sequence dictates its 3D. DeepMind claimed to have solved the problem with 92% accuracy by training a neural network with 170,000 known protein sequences and their different structures. Goodfellow is known as one of the foremost machine learning researchers, and he worked as a senior researcher at Google until 2019. Tech news site The Verge, which broke the news of his quitting Apple, described Goodfellow as the most cited expert in machine learning, a type of artificial intelligence, which involves the study of computer algorithms that can improve automatically both through experience and by the use of data. As a result, the applications become better at predicting outcomes. Goodfellow joined Apple in March 2019, and describes himself on LinkedIn as an industry leader in machine learning. The tech analyst is referred to as the father of general adversarial networks, or GANs, according to the website 9 to 5 Mac, pioneering technology which can be used to generate fake. His salary is unclear, but he is likely to earn well in excess of $270,000 a year according to Insider.com. Given his director's status and high profile within the tech world. After graduating from Stanford in 2009 with a degree in computer science, Goodfellow studied for a PhD in machine learning at the University of Montreal. He worked at Google on their Google Brain team, then joined OpenAI, a research institute founded in 2015 by Elon Musk and several. At the time he joined Apple, he was 34 and described by The Verge as young to be an AI researcher with so much. They described his hiring as a coup for Apple. On April 11, the company began mandating 1 day a week in the office, a requirement that rose to 2 days. By May 23, all staff had to be at their desks 3 days a week. A survey of Apple workers from April 13 to 19 found 67% saying they were dissatisfied with the return to office policy. Fortune and Goodfellow, in his resignation note, said he would not do it. I believe strongly that more flexibility would have been the best policy for my team, he said, according to one Apple staffer speculated that Goodfellow's departure comes ahead of a potential announcement that the company will increase the in-person work requirement up to 5 days per week. Everyone and their grandma knows Apple is using the pilot as a stepping stone to 5 days back in office, the Apple employee wrote on Blind, which verifies employment through corporate email. Ian probably got inside scoop that this is coming and left. Apple's CEO Tim Cook has been adamant about the return to office of his employees, unlike other Silicon Valley. In early March, he wrote to staff saying they needed to prepare to return. In the coming weeks and months, we have an opportunity to combine the best of what we have learned about working remotely with the irreplaceable benefits of in-person collaboration, Cook said in the memo. According to Bloomberg, it is as important as ever that we support each other through this transition, through the challenges we face as a team and around. Cook acknowledged that not everyone was excited at the prospect. For many of you, I know that returning to the office represents a long-awaited milestone and a positive sign that we can engage more fully with the colleagues who play such an important role in our lives. Cooks for others, it may also be an unsettling change. After the announcement, employees in internal forums vowed to quit. I don't give a single F about ever coming back to work here, one Apple employee ranted on corporate message board Blind, according to the New York Post. I'm going to go in to say hello and meet everyone since I haven't since I started, and then sending in my resignation. I already know I won't be able to deal with the commute and sitting around for 8 hours. Another Apple employee responded with a laughing emoji and wrote, "I'm gonna do the same." A third replied, "Hell yeah, my man, let's do this. Fuck RTO." Twitter, by contrast, decided to allow staff to work remotely forever, if they choose, although that may change under Musk's new ownership. In March, Parag Agrawal, the CEO, told staff that the policy of his predecessor Jack Dorsey, allowing staff to work remotely forever. As we open back up, our approach remains the same, Agrawal said. Wherever you feel most productive and creative is where you will work, and that includes working from home full-time forever. Office every day? That works too. Some days in office, some days from home. At Facebook, the parent company Meta announced in the summer of 2020 that all full-time employees could apply to work from home if their jobs allowed. Facebook's executives have been making the most of the arrangement, The Wall Street Journal reported, with chief executive Mark Zuckerberg spending significant amounts of time away from the Menlo Park headquarters and more time in Hawaii. Alex Schultz, chief marketing officer, plans to move to the United Kingdom, according to a company spokesperson, while Guy Rosen, the company's vice president of integrity, will be moving to Naomi Gleit, Meta's head of product and one of its longest tenured employees, has relocated to New York, while Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, has been working remotely from locations including Hawaii, Los Angeles, and Cape Cod. The paper said Apple and Google are the outliers, with Google demanding in March that most workers had to come back into the office 3 days a week from April 4. Google employees could request remote work, if their job allowed. The order from Google includes the caveat that employees could take pay cuts if they leave the San Francisco Bay Area or New York City for less expensive parts. An open letter signed by more than 1,050 Apple employees past and present urged leaders at the company to rethink their plan. You have characterized the decision for the hybrid working pilot as being about combining the need to commune in person and the value of flexible work, the letter. But in reality, it does not recognize flexible work and is only driven by fear. Fear of the future of work, fear of worker autonomy, fear of losing. They write that working remotely allows them to engage with colleagues in Europe and Asia effortlessly, and argue that allowing remote work encourages diversity in the workforce. They also complain about the commute to the office, and the frustration at the waste of time. We tell all of our customers how great our products are for remote work, yet, we ourselves cannot use them to work remotely. How can we expect our customers to take that seriously? How can we understand what problems of remote work need solving in our products if we don't